Welcome back to Musical People and Journeys, where we are reviewing the latest rock albums. Thank you. Goodbye. Not. Welcome to my panel, to Ian, to Nate, to Chris, and to Trish. Hit the like and subscribe button, everybody. If you like what you hear, what are we reviewing? We are reviewing the latest rock albums, and we rate them out of 5. And then we have our album of the month show, and we'll reveal out of the 8 albums that we've listened to what our favourites were, because we rate them a 5. And they may even get into our Hall of Fame. Who knows? The next offering is Sum 41 and Heaven XL. Sum 41, a Canadian rock band from Ajax, Ontario. The band was formed in 96. In 99, Sum 41 signed an international record deal with Island Records and released its first EP, Half an Hour, in 2000. The band released its debut album, All Killer No Filler, in 2001. The album achieved mainstream success with its first single, Fat Lip, and reached number 1 in the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart, and remains the band's most successful single to date. The album's next single, Into Deeper Motivation, was also achieved commercial success, and All Killer No Filler was certified platinum in both the US and the United Kingdom, and triple platinum in Canada. In 2002, the band released Does This Look Infected, which also was commercial and critical success. The singles Hell Song and Still Waiting both charted highly on modern rock charts. So, Heaven XL, Sum 41. Trish, let's start with you then. Sum 41 fan?
I'd not really listened to them before. I knew of them, and for me, listening to this album, I wasn't sure if I liked it, as I'm not really into pop punk rock. All I kept thinking while listening is how they have a Green Day sound to them, and I'm not a lover of Green Day. It was the middle of the road album for me, listenable and okay to have on in the background, but nothing stood out. Quite enjoyed their version of Paint It Black, but yeah, nah. Can't really find much more to say on it. For me, I'd rather listen to Anti-Flag. Sorry.
Well, somebody that we would rather listen to all the time, every time, we'd like to listen to him. And that's Chris.
Oh, really? I wasn't expecting you to come to me for that. That's not the intro I'd ever
I like to be nice to you now and again, Chris. Now and again, I would like to.
Yeah. Few and far between, yeah. But yeah, so I have listened to Sum 41 before, because to a certain extent they kind of grew up with me, I kind of grew up with them. So I wouldn't call myself a fan, because there's some stuff I like, some stuff I don't. I think there's a bit more filler than killer on All Killer No Filler, but that's just me. I think it's worth noting that this is their last album. Apparently, they're not going to be doing any more. They're hanging up their boots. It's the effectively the swan song, and so there's kind of 2 parts to the album, there's the 2 halves to it. They get a bit more aggressive in the second half, which I quite like. I like the aggressive side of Sum 41, sort of populist side of things. But having said that, it doesn't really stand out for me as either great or terrible. I wouldn't say that it's a great way to end a career. I wouldn't say that it's a terrible way to end it either. It's it's a bit of fun. It's worth listening to, but if I hadn't heard, as with Trish, if I hadn't heard Sum 41 before, I hadn't really listened to their music, I probably wouldn't use this as a reason to go and find other stuff to listen to as well. It's good. It's not great. It's there's other stuff out there that sounds vaguely similar, and so do you need to go digging for any more? Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case in this one.
Right. Well, talking about someone who's good but maybe not great, Nathan.
Yeah, so I again, this album should have been my washing machine, right? But because I came up with Sum 41, I think they're the band I first owned merch for, probably.
Really?
Something like that. I had the All Killer No Filler on a hoodie. It definitely, none of the money went to the band, sorry lads, because there was the knockoff shop in Aldershot, but that's another story. I agree that they have got that Green Day sound in production as well. American Idiot changed everything. There's no 2 ways about it. Punk rock bands, pop punk bands changed the way they record and produce really around that time. And it's done them a world of favours, I think. Every Sum 41 album has really, since that period, 2008 maybe, has sounded. Because the production on this album you can't mess with. It's brilliant. Like, it's clean. Everything's was supposed to be where it's supposed to be. Harmonies are great. Guitar solos are loud enough. Everything is just feels good. Most of the songs are below 3 minutes. Again, these bands, like Nige said at the top, they can write a hit. But the thing is that it is 2024. I am no longer a 13 or 14-year-old boy. Although I do still wear my cap off to the side to annoy people like Nige, largely.
I love it. I love that look. Don't knock it. I'm up for that look all day long, mate.
I would like to see you in it, actually. Can we give you a skateboard dress-up day? But it's never going to have that feeling again. Like, the world has sort of moved on. I wonder what would happen if you'd have released this album back then. Would we have made some of those hits, like the Skaters and the Kids? Would it have happened? I think It's Us has changed, because it damn sure isn't them. It's the same album. It's the same feel. It's the same whatever. Saying the same things. It's good, but I won't. I'll put on plenty of others. Waiting on a Twist of Fate, by the way, is the best album opener of all of the albums we've looked at this time. It's great. And their choruses, man, pop punk, sing-alongable, memorable stuff. Like, it should be more. It should be more in the mainstream, but I think we've all moved on.
Talk about moving on, Ian.
Weird sort of death threat, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm full of death
the
threats.
podcast equivalent of a P45?
Did you get that? The post I sent it years ago.
Do you know what? There's some albums I love and I'd miss it. But if I had to listen to albums like this the rest of the time, I'd take that P45 with open arms and run away with it, honestly. Sum 41, Heaven, X, Hell. Bloody hell, how preposterous is that? I really am going to take umbrage, Nathan. How can you diss Bruce Dickinson and not diss this for exactly the same reason? They are arseholes. Sorry. Right. Let's take that again. It's just the same as the 90s. It's what... obviously, it's what everyone said. It's just the same. Why are you... Like, if this is the final album, why are you just doing what has sold well before? You can't even make money from albums anymore. It's clearly... right, we want to make sure we got no more tax issues for the rest of our lives. We're going to do what we've done and come along and see us. This is definitely what we're going to... It's our last gig. Do you remember Motley Crue did that 20 years ago? And suddenly they're coming back and I'm sure they got a new album coming out. I want to review that when it does. It's more of the same, which is not great or original at best. I can't praise it at all in any way. I mean, it's more and more and more and more. 20 songs of the same, really. It just goes to prove Sum 41, the Sum is not Green Day. You will never be Green Day. I agree. American Idiot absolutely changed everything on that. I think it was one of the most influential albums of our generation, of your generation, Nathan, and ours, I think. I don't think anything has had such an impact. There are other influential albums, but that really has had a huge impact. You might have worked out, I'm not a fan of this album. I wanted to talk about the X. Does that X mean they're either, it's like Kiss and leads to your ass, so they kiss ass to Green Day? Or is it just, colon is where your stuff falls out your body, and that's what this album is?
Well,
I don't know.
Okay.
And the title had to have 2 colons just to make sure they could get it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to double check when Green Day formed and when Sum 41 formed, because I was kind of hoping that, well, maybe one followed the other, but Sum 41, AK Green Day 2.0. Let's be honest, we obviously reviewed Green Day kind of like either month or month before, so
Yeah.
I mean, there's very little difference, is there really? Except I think
I couldn't agree less.
well, that's just my. This is what my head is there to. But I would say though that I think Sum 41 had a little bit more variety than Green Day did. But you couldn't knock that because they did 20 songs, so there must be some variety. But there was a little bit more variety in there than the Green Day repetition. But a lot of it was repetitious. You know, one song sounded exactly the same as the next song. I think in short, if you love Green Day, then Sum 41 will be your bag. And the painted black cover with blah, rubbish. Highlights, Bad
Agreed.
Mistake. Bad Mistake was a really good song. So there was some highlights to it. I think, you know, it's like Green Day. When you first listen to the first few tracks, you go, "Oh yeah, quite. This is upbeat. It's good. It's rocky. It's fun." And then just the rest of the album just seems to follow suit. As I said, I thought there was some slower songs with a little bit more variety. But yeah. But who knows? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave your comments when you hit that like and subscribe button, everybody. And tune in to our album of the month. It seems to have split our panel. Will Sum 41 be up there? Will it get our album of the month? You have to tune into our album of the month show. In the meantime, thank you to my wonderful panel, to Trish, to Chris, to Nate, and to Ian.
Thank
Goodbye for
you.
now. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Like, subscribe, share.